Hello, my name is Will. I enjoy watching and reading about current events, and so I figured I'd make a video talking about my own opinion and just kind of what's been going on and what I've been seeing myself. Now, before we get to the meat of the video, I want it to be known that this is my opinion. You can disagree with me or agree with me, but there will not be any, oh, this is a right wing thing, this is a left wing thing. It's neutral. Censorship is neutral. It can be happening from both sides. Moving on from that, we're going to start the video. So, it has currently been 3 weeks after Charlie Kirk's been killed at Turning Point USA. At a Turning Point USA event at Utah Valley, which he was the founding member of, and which was aimed to help young adults. And Charlie Kirk, I'm sure most of you all know him, was a right-wing activist that would go around college campuses debating left-wing college students and right-wing college students, mostly just people who he disagreed with. Something similar to this was Louder with Crowder, who did Change My Mind videos back in 2016 on college campuses. After he was killed, many people made light of his death online, and just kind of the response is what I'm going to be talking about today. Now, many of the people who made fun of him, made fun of his death / lied of it, was Jimmy Fallon. The reason why I'm going to be talking about Jimmy Fallon is because he's a very public figure, and this was a very public thing, his firing. As of making / recording this video, he's recently been reinstated, as well as his talk show. So moving on with that, I'm going to insert a clip about what he said right now.
Some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
Okay, so after saying that, he was let go due to public outrage, and many people were saying that it was the current administration's fault. However, it was later found out that Disney was the one that let him go. Whether or not our administration talked to Disney is another thing, which we might never know. It is also important to state that because he was such a public figure, Trump even talked about it in a tweet, which I will show right there. And so he was currently reinstated, and Disney came out and made a statement saying that they would air a one-hour video about Charlie Kirk, which never ended up happening during his talk show spot, which I feel like just needs to be said. Now, this isn't happening to just famous people. It also happens to normal people. Normal people have lost their jobs, as well as been kicked from universities due to their comments made on social media platforms. Now, there's currently a website still up and available, which you can go check out. I'm not going to put the link below because I don't feel like you should be going out, I don't know. I'm not going to put the link below. If you want to go and find it, that's fine. But there's a website that is made to archive all the responses made against him, as well as their information. And then that can be used to fire someone, supposedly. Now, that happened against left-wing people, but back in 2024, there was a similar website made for Tesla owners. This was during the time that Elon had done the "My heart goes out to you" pose, and whether or not you believe that he did that or not isn't what this video is about. But I just, want to make sure we have something to compare it to. Now, what makes speech fireable is the next thing I would like to talk about. Now, speech can be fired if it makes a company look bad, if it makes a school looks bad or a university look bad. And so, that's just all opinion based and due to public outrage. So I feel like that's something important that's kind of always been a thing. Now, in a recent interview with Pam Bodney, she was talking about hate speech, which I'm going to, show the clip of her talking about that right now.
There's free speech and then there's hate speech. And there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie, in our society.
Attorney General Pam Bondi asserted she would go after hate speech, but the speech the Justice Department can prosecute is extremely limited, according to legal experts. Bondi made her initial comments on the Katie Miller podcast, vowing to go after, quote, hate speech after conservative activist Charlie Kirk's assassination.
She recently came out and apologized about her statement after this video, and the administration currently said, was like, we're not going to do that. But the fact that it's being talked about going after someone for hate speech, going after people for quote unquote hate speech, is kind of insane by an administration. Now, there's no true definition of hate speech, because what I might consider to be hate speech might not be something you can consider as hate speech. So it's very hard to put a law behind it. Now, we are currently seeing some stuff like this in the UK for memes being posted, as well as, other things being said online that have currently become punishable. And that is censorship. Whether or not you believe it's good or correct doesn't matter. Censorship is censorship. This isn't anything to do with right or left, because we currently took one step into the wrong direction, and as soon as the administration changes, they might take two. And because they know that two is correct, the following administration after that one might take four. And before we know it, we will also have digital IDs like the UK alongside other current restrictions. Now, I still can't get over the fact that this is being talked about within the United States. Censorship. Within the land of the free, where we have free speech and free press. It's very disheartening. So, obviously, this is a different day because I'm in different clothes, but another thing that I want to talk about is Antifa and how it's been considered a terrorist organization. Now, I'm not going to talk about Antifa, I'm just going to talk about how it kind of, leads into the slippery slope. Because Antifa isn't an organization in and of itself, is something that, might cause some issues with going around prosecuting people. Now, do I agree with Antifa? Personally, me, no. I feel like the message is good, but I feel like the going about it isn't the best way to. But because Antifa isn't an organization, there's not like a member list or nothing like that, so it would be hard to prosecute people. And so let's say that there's a protest and Antifa shows up and they start arresting all the people at the protest because Antifa's there. Well, now they can say the idea that they're protesting, like what they're protesting for, it's only Antifa. And the reason, whether or not you agree with it, disagree with it, that's not what this is about, because the same thing can be done by another different administration about a different group / idea. Another one that, I feel like might, warrant the same, reaction from the government would be the pro-life movement, the March for Life. They can consider that to be a terrorist organization as well, and the same thing. So it's just a slippery slope. So that's my thoughts on that. And so let me know what you guys think in the comments. And yeah, okay. Have a good one.